Great. Hello, 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 hello. Hello everyone. I hope सब बढ़िया है. सभी को मेरा ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर आ रहा है तो प्लीज राइट यस इन अ चैट बॉक्स. If my audio video is clear, I'll request everyone to please write yes in a chat box. जो जो YouTube से कनेक्टेड हैं आपसे भी रिक्वेस्ट है, अगर मेरा ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर है तो प्लीज आप चैट बॉक्स पे यस लिख दीजिए. राइट, आप हेलो भी लिख सकते हो चाहिए तो.
Yes.
हाँ, यस यस यस. Those who have connected from a YouTube, यार YouTube से कोई बता दो प्लीज ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर आ रहा है कि नहीं. We are waiting for your reply. ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर आ रहा है तो प्लीज राइट यस इन अ चैट बॉक्स. You can use a live chat. Okay. Anu, hi Anu, hello. Hi Pratish. Yes, 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 yes. Great. So welcome to Sunday afternoon again. राइट, संडे की दोपहर है, दोपहर के 2 बजे है और दोपहर के 2 बजे हम यहाँ पे सेशन कर रहे हैं आपके लिए. राइट. So great यार, first of all welcome and today's session is very special because today we have 3 mentors which are connected with us again and this company is a dream company for lot of you guys. काफी लोगों का ये सपना होता है कि यार ये कंपनी में तो जाना ही है. Right, and today we have a mentors connected with us. So before I start the session, I want to know from you guys that what is a one reason which is exciting you to join a JP Morgan. आपका एक वो कौन सा रीजन है जिस वजह से आप JP Morgan ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं. So you can use a chat box. I want you guys to use a chat box. Mentors, those who have joined, I'll just request you to just also go through chat box so that you will get an overall idea what students are thinking, what are their expectations, right? And यूनिक एक्सपोजर. कोई बोल रहा है सर ब्रांड अच्छा है, मेरे को तो इसका कंपनी का नाम देख के अच्छा लगता है यार. हाँ, ऐसा लगता है कि फॉरेन की कंपनी कुछ है, बड़ा है. राइट, ब्रांड नेम है ना. दैट इज एक्साइटिंग मी. सो आई वांट यू गाइस टू जस्ट राइट इन अ चैट बॉक्स व्हाट इज अ वन रीजन व्हिच इज एक्साइटिंग यू. यस, कोई बोल रहा है पैसा है, नाम है, इज्जत है, दौलत है, शौलत है. ओके ओके, वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस. अच्छा, चलो ग्रेट. अपॉर्चुनिटी टू गेन इन डेप्थ एक्सपोजर. राइट. So I think different people have a different reason to join in. Okay. Got it. Cool लगता है सर JP Morgan, मेरे को cool लगता है इसलिए मेरे को जाना है. अच्छा, नाम काफी अच्छा है. राइट, ठीक है यार, मैं भी अब CMO का नाम बदल दूं क्या, ऐसा है तो. राइट. चलो ग्रेट यार, गुड टू सी दिस आउट. So we have 3 mentors connected with us who are gonna be conducting this session where they are gonna be sharing their journey. So I'll first of all request यार सभी से हमारे mentors का जोरदार तालियों से स्वागत करेंगे. राइट, सो जो भी Zoom से कनेक्टेड है, आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू जोरदार तालियों से स्वागत करें. और जो YouTube से कनेक्टेड है, आई रिक्वेस्ट यू कि आप भी क्लैप बटन, वर्चुअल क्लैप क्लिक कर सकते हो. So our first mentor who have connected with us is Anupama. Welcome for the today's session.
Thank you.
Yes. Second, Vijay Lakshmi has been connected with us. She is also working with JP Morgan. Vijay Lakshmi, are you there? Hello.
Yes, sir. Hi.
Hello. Yes. And the third mentor is connected with us is Prasanna. I think she is also there. Hi. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Shubham.
Yes. Hello. So great guys, आज का सेशन आप सभी के लिए काफी important रहेगा since 3 mentors have been connected with us. They are going to be sharing their insights regarding the journey, regarding what all things are there in the organization and what you should be preparing for. Yes. So yeah. So first of all, what we are going to be doing is that we'll be again asking the mentors out for today's session that to share their short journey regarding what role they are currently working into and a small intro from their side that how they reached to this position, right? So we'll start with Anupama. So Anupama, just tell us a short intro about how did you reach JP Morgan and which role you are currently working into.
Yeah, sure, Shivam. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So hello, my fellow colleagues. So basically, I joined JP Morgan in December only. I'm a chartered accountant by profession. I cleared in CA November 2020 attempt. Earlier, I have done my articleship in statutory audit in Deloitte. So basically, I landed JP Morgan, as you have all mentioned in the chat box, also some of the option, because it's a very good brand, and also the profile, because after clearing chartered accountant, there are plethora of the opportunities as compared to, you can see in the past, because earlier people used to go in audit or tax, but now there are so many opportunities. People wanted to go into investment banking, corporate banking, and the private equity, mergers and acquisition. So I landed in JP Morgan because of the role, because I have done my articleship in audit and I wanted to do something different from audit. So I landed here. I applied through their company portal, and yeah, I guess anyone can, if they are interested in this profile, you should go through it. First of all, you should understand the profile, and after that you should take a decision whether you want to go into this profile or not. And I'm happy to resolve your doubts during this session. Thank you.
Right. Great, yeah. Good to hear this out. Next, we'll move to Vijay Lakshmi. Just a small intro. That which role you are currently working into, and how did you land up?
Hello everyone, myself Vijay Lakshmi Kumawat and I am from the Jaipur, Rajasthan. I have done my articleship from SR Goel and Company and cleared my CA finals in the November 2020 attempt. And I am working in the JP Morgan from the last 10 months in the reconciliation profile, in the over-the-counter derivative reconciliations profile.
Okay. Great, yeah. So welcome for the today's session. Prasanna, I also want you to just a small intro regarding the role which you are working for.
Yeah, sure, Shivam. Hello, everyone. Myself, Prasanna Lakshmi. I'm from Hyderabad. I cleared the CA final in November 2020 and I joined JP Morgan in April 2021. So I have been working here from past 10 months. So I'm working in CIB Legal Entity Controllers profile, where it would be mostly related to month-end closure of the books and the local regulatory reporting to the regulatory authorities which are in those specific countries for which we are looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, this is about the rule.
Okay. Right. We have one more mentor, those who have connected with us. Venkata, Venkata Pranay, I also want you to give a small intro regarding which role you are currently working into and how did you land up here?
Hi guys, I'm Venkat Pranay. I'm recently joined in JP Morgan in past 3 months only, and I landed here in fund management, fund administration role, basically private equity fund accounting. It's been 3 months only. It's been good.
Okay. Got it. See, a lot of questions are there from the students. So I have collated those questions out. I'll be troubling the mentors one by one. Again, others can also add in, those who are there. So I want to ask Prasanna regarding what are the domains which are given to the freshly qualified chartered accountant. Say, for example, abhi main CA ban gaya, right? What all roles I'll be getting? What are the opportunities available in a JP Morgan?
Yeah, so basically there are 3 profiles which they would be hiring for, like in a broadly manner. So the first one is the middle office roles. The middle office roles, it will be known as CRG, Centralized Research Group, the research and analytics profile. To my knowledge, it will be more of the industry research and the valuations kind of thing.
Okay.
And I'm not into that role currently. And the second one is the Global Finance and Business Management Program, which they hire a lot of CA freshers, for which the profiles in that program will be, it's completely the finance division of the JP Morgan. This program is nothing but. So the roles in that will be like the controllers roles, mainly the controllers and planning and analysis team. To give to go in depth, if I name of the few of the profiles, that is legal entity controllers, product controllers, financial controller rule, and financial planning and analysis rules, and the local regulatory reporting will be there, and external regulatory reporting, and another few could be financial reporting, that is preparation of financial statements. This is all about the finance GFBM, which is called as Global Finance and Business Management. And third role is the operations domain. In the operations, it will be mostly related to mutual funds. It can be either fund accounting or the financial reporting of mutual funds or private equity funds. Yeah, so they'll be hiring mostly in these 3 roles for the freshers.
Okay.
I want to add here in the
yes.
CRG, which Prasanna has mentioned. So I am the part of the CRG team. When you are giving interview for JP Morgan for investment banking, so when you got selected, so you got allocated to one team. So there are different teams in CRG, which I can tell you. So there is corporate banking team in which you will be dealing with the corporate needs, the credit, the debt needs of a big corporate clients. And in investment banking, there are so many teams. For example, there is a team dedicated to IPO only, which handles the IPO of the various companies which they are planning. Second, there is a team of the equity market. There's a team of the debt analysis market. So investment banking, when you give an interview, it's their internal call of the JP Morgan that you got allocated to one team and then you have to go through it. So there is equity market. There is one merger and acquisition team also. There is leverage finance team also. So these are the different teams in the CRG department. So currently I'm the part of their global corporate banking team. So what my role is, I will be, so this is a middle office role. JP Morgan hires CA fresher in their middle office team only. So middle office role is that we are helping the front end investment bankers in making their deals, making their pitches to the clients. So you are allocated to one region. For example, I am allocated a North America region. There are 4 regions: North America, LATAM, Asia Pacific, and EMEA. So you got allocated one region and then you are helping the front-end bankers of their region in making the deals. That's about the CRG team.
Okay, got it. So CRG is more from the middle office and you'll be supporting the front-end guys. That is, I can just summarize it.
Right.
And again, it's further divided into the multiple parts.
Right.
Right. Okay. Now moving to the second role, which is a global finance controller role, right? I want any of the mentor to just brief about this role, that what role is including about and what are the roles and responsibilities. Pranay, if possible, you can brief on this. You're on mute. Yeah.
Fund administration role, which basically of accounting and various ad hoc requests from the clients with respect to investors, like
Okay.
capital calls, distributions, like that. We'll go through it. But basically, it's more of accounting. And fund structures like that. We will definitely go through it. Whatever it is in fund administration, we have to go through it end to end.
Okay, got it. And the third role, which you mentioned, was a operation side. And I think Vijay Lakshmi is working on that side, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, Shubham.
Yeah.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can you brief something about this role? What this role includes?
Currently, JP Morgan is hiring for the operations role. And in the operations role, you will get the opportunity to enter into the back office and you will get the profile of the back end roles only. For example, reconciliation profile and the fund accounting, fund control, and the NAV calculations teams also there. And apart from that, financial reporting teams. You can step into the financial reporting teams, but you will get the exact profile and you will get to know the exact role after your offer letter will be released. Then HR will tell you in which profile you have been stepped into, because there are multiple roles and there are divisions, and in divisions there are a lot of subdivisions in which they put to the CA freshers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
To add into it, like the same is in the case of global finance and business management also. So when we get the offer letter, we'll just know that we are into the global finance and business management. Only once we join in, we'll get to know exactly we are in legal entity controller or product controller or financial reporting. So we'll get that only once after joining which team we are in. And there are 4 lines of business: asset management, commercial banking, and corporate and investment banking, and one is retail banking. So like in all the 4 divisions, we have all these departments. So in one LOB, we'll get assigned to one department, which we'll get to know only once we join in.
Okay. Got it. So now we'll move to the area-wise preparation, right, for the CRG role, Global Finance Controller, and then operations, right? So, so for a CRG role, right? So say for example, I am a candidate. I am interested into the first role. I wanted to get there, right? So what all things I should be preparing now? Number 1. Number 2, where should I apply, right? And what all things I should be keeping in mind when I'm giving an interview, and also what are the levels of interview which I'm going to be giving.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I can take this because I'm the part of the CRG team. So basically where to apply. So you can go through their company portal as not in JP Morgan. Also, if you want to apply to any company, there is a career section there. And also if you're having any acquaintance in the company, you can tell them to refer you. And you should be active on the platform like LinkedIn. Also, you get to know about the opportunity. So that is the various role. Basically one easy role is company profile, company's career section. And I have applied to there only. Second, what to prepare for. So this is very important thing because in CRG, you are going for investment or corporate banking. So you should have the strong basic of your SFM subject. So basically, what you have studied in your CA final, they will ask you that only. Also, you should be knowing about, our work is to have the industry knowledge also. But being a CA fresher, they will not expect you to know about everything. But if you're applying for CRG role, you should know some recent mergers and acquisition deals, which I will share my personal interview thing. So they have asked me what are the recent M&A deals happened in recently. So you should know about them. Second, you should know about some SFM basic concepts like valuation strategy. If you are wanted to acquire a company, what aspects you look for that company. So some basic evaluation strategy. You should know some more about the market, how market is trending, how is Nifty. When suppose I have my interview schedule for tomorrow, so I can check the market today, how market is trending, what is Nifty at, what is Sensex, and yeah, so and basic some HR questions. So I think I will suggest if you're preparing for a CRG role, you should go through some SFM questions, valuations questions, enterprise value, and some recent industry. You should some do recent market research. What are the recent deals happened? So I think that then you are good to go for. And you should also know about what you have done in your articleship. So that's a basic concept because you are new here. You have no experience of investment banking, corporate banking like me also. I'm from an audit background. I don't know about how a deal is happening and how to value a company. So they are not expecting you to value a company, but also they are testing you what you have done in your articleship. You should know it. So whatever you are writing in your resume, whatever you are writing, you have worked on this area, on this client, you should have thorough knowledge about it. So I think that's it. Yeah.
Right. And what are the steps, right? How many rounds will be there if a student is giving?
Yeah. So the rounds depend on the drive to drive, or it's totally depends on the JP Morgan. Sometimes they take 2 rounds. In my time, mostly you should expect a 2 or 3 rounds. So there are total 3 rounds. First is basic round in which first is there is a written test. So when you are applying for it through company portal, through referral, you will get a mail that you are shortlisted and there will be a written test. And that test is so basic. There are 4 parts of the test. First is normal finance question, in which very basic question of CA final. And then there is a one part of the general knowledge question. And then one is quantitative aptitude part. And yeah, so that's all about written test. And I guess that is very easy to clear. That is not a big deal. Second is there is a general interview round. And then there are total 3 rounds. Last one is director round. So there are 3 interview rounds. And before that, there is one online aptitude test. Yeah.
Okay. So how does a level of questions vary from a first round to a director round? And
yeah, so basically in most of the company, director round is just a formality round to gain and knowledge about the individual. So the most important round is first or second round. They are technical round. They will grill you on this. They will grill you how confident and how you understand your concepts basically. And in third round, director wants to know about your personality, your as an individual, not on the technical aspects. Some technical questions are there, but the third round, the first round is always the shortlisting criteria. So they shortlist most of the candidate, or they reject most of the candidate from the very first round only. So you should give your 110% on the first round and second round. And third round is more about your personality, what you like to do in your free time, or how is you are as an individual. Do you have some leadership skills, what you have done to show those skills. So third round is all about that personality round, and first 2 rounds are basically technical rounds. And yes, second round is more technical as compared to first.
Okay. So to summarize, you'll need more knowledge of SFM, and
right.
For the director and partner round, you'll be more judged based on your personality and stuff.
Right.
Right. Okay. Great. So this is more about the CRG role, which the people those are interested to apply. Right. You should be preparing on this. Now we'll move to the second role, which is a global finance controller role. I want any of the mentor to cover this out. Those who are working into this domain. Prasanna, if you want to cover this, yeah.
So, like, shall I start with the interview?
Yeah. So what are the interview steps? What all things a candidate should prepare if he or she is applying there?
Yeah, sure. Basically, I have applied. So I saw the job on the LinkedIn jobs section, and I have directly applied on the company portal. And the criteria will be generally either the first or second attempt candidates, and you'll receive a mail once your resume has been shortlisted. And then I just had one round of interview. I'm not sure like it is the same in case of all the tribes, or it was only in that case it was a one round interview. And the interview was mostly on articleship experience only, like what are the major things you have done during your articleship, like what are the things you have contributed, like if you have performed any audit, like what are the audit observations you have found, what was the impact to the company because of that, how did they, what was the recommendation you have made to those observations, how did they implement that, and what was the outcome after that. So they'll test over the whole process, like your ideology, how was your recommendation and all. And also the major updates on the like Ind AS, the recent amendments on Ind AS, because the profile can be even of financial reporting also. So they'll test a lot on Ind AS. The recent Ind AS 115 and 116 is a must. And some basic SFM concepts like a few ratios and M&A concepts. So the mostly will be on CA final subjects and articleship. So in that round only they'll test on everything, your personality, and also the other thing is you should be aware of the lines of business in JP Morgan and their culture and all. So that is the must question in all the interviews.
Okay. And how many rounds you mentioned? So sorry, I forgot it.
In my case, it was only one round, so I'm not sure if like that is
The
the case
same.
for all
Okay,
the
the same
rounds.
process goes on.
Yes.
Okay. So the one round was only more of a technical part, and where you'll be needing a core preparation of some finance areas, Ind AS part, and the articleship portion, right?
Yeah, mostly articleship experience.
Okay, got it. Now coming to the operation side. So Vijay Lakshmi, it would be great if you could guide us regarding on this.
After I had cleared my CA finals, I scrolled down the portal of the JP Morgan, and I found the vacancies available for the chartered accounting, for the operations role, and for the GFBM. So I had applied for the operations role, and in the morning I had applied, and in the evening I got the call from the HR, and they scheduled my interview within the 2 days. They told me that we will conduct your interview within the 2 days. So I started preparing for the SFM part, because I was sure that they most probably it is the IB firm, so they will grill me in the SFM portion. So I started preparing the SFM part other than the HR questions, and in SFM I had covered everything: mutual funds, forex, derivatives, everything. But my focus is on the derivatives and the mutual funds mostly. So when I appeared for the interview, and also I had prepared about the company, in which fields the company are dealing with, and everything about the company, who is the CEO and etc. Then when I had appeared for the interview, then the interviewer asked me first of all the CV, whatever I had written in my CV. They put the direct questions to me, whatever I have done in my articleship, and whether my articleship is completed or not, or whether it is pending. Or then they grilled me for the technical part. They asked me the questions related to the finance, and mostly they put the questions related to the derivatives, mutual funds, how the NAV has been calculated. These are the questions that they had asked me. Also, apart from that, they asked me the questions related to the bond valuation, equity valuation. Then I had mentioned in my CV about the exemptions that I got in my CA finals. Then my interviewer grilled me on the exemption, on the direct taxation, in which I got the exemption. Apart from that, they grilled me on my articleship portion, how many audits I have done, and what are my observations, etc. And whether I'm able to relocate or not. JP Morgan is in India. There are 3 locations for the JP Morgan for which they hire usually: Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Mumbai.
Okay.
So
got it.
basically for operations, they hire into 3 locations: Hyderabad, Bangalore and Mumbai. For GFBM, it's only Bangalore and Mumbai. It's not into Hyderabad.
Okay.
And for CRG, it's only Mumbai. So they hire for Mumbai location only.
Okay, it's a decreasing order, 3-1. Chalo, great. Pranay, you want to add on anything?
Yes. For who are looking into fund accounting, private equity role, basically they will ask some basic concepts of accounting and what is of private equity, what is of hedge funds, and what is the waterfall provisions, and what are the strategies they follow, and basically they will ask like this only. And apart from that, they will ask like cash flow statement in days, whatever is that, right? Cash flow statement and some other indices which they will ask. In my case, it is only one round only. Basically, first they told it's been 3 rounds, 2 technical and 1 HR. But in my case, it's been 1 round only technical round.
Okay, got it. Now, one major question which comes to a lot of candidates is that, sir, I can see all the 3 vacancies in a JP Morgan portal, or I can see 2 different vacancies in JP Morgan portal, right? And as far as the discussion which is completed till now, I can see all of them have applied through portal only, right? So a lot of vacancies are there in portal. Even I have posted in my Telegram group also. So those who have not joined our Telegram group, I'll request you to join it because I post a lot of job vacancies there. That is again going to be helping you out to land up into your dream companies. That is there. So link is already given in the description. Those who have connected from a YouTube and those who have connected from a Zoom, I'll share in a chat box in a while. Now, coming to the confusion which a lot of students have is, say for example, sir, there are 3 vacancies in all 3 roles or 3 job roles. Can I apply in all those 3? The answer, I don't know. So what would be the case if a candidate apply in 3?
Yes, a candidate can apply for all the 3 positions if there are the openings in all the 3. Because there might be chances that if you got rejected in the one position, the 2 are still open for you. So there are no chances that you got selected in any of one.
Okay.
So I think you should apply for all the 3 if there are 3 openings there.
Okay. Now coming back to again, see, I've applied on the 3 roles, right? Now a lot of people are looking into terms of salary again. Salaries again we'll be discussing at the end, right? Now what we'll do is also we'll open a forum for our audience, right? So जिनके भी doubts है, whosoever is having a doubt, you can just post your doubts in a chat box. We'll be happy to cover those doubts out, right? And those who have connected from a Zoom, right? You can raise up your virtual hand. और जो YouTube से connected है, I'll request you to post your doubts which are there regarding a JP Morgan interview preparation. Anything which you want to ask, our mentors are there which are going to be happy to help you out there. How is the work-life balance? Someone is asking, how is the work-life balance in JP Morgan? Any of the mentors want to take it?
So basically, being from a Big Four background, and so everyone knows that there is so much hectic. So in JP Morgan also, after you become chartered accountant, there is so much responsibility on you. So in JP Morgan, you get your weekends. So Saturday, Sunday are free. But yeah, sometimes when a deal comes and there is some urgency, you need to stretch your hours. But sometimes it's okay. So I guess JP Morgan gives you work-life balance as compared to Big Four, and you get your weekends. But yeah, sometimes you have to stretch because if there is urgency come, you need banker need to meet the client, and so you have to complete the project. Because in JP Morgan, as a middle office, timing issues are there. In New York, timing is different. We are here in India, right? So because of the timing issue, sometimes we have to stretch our night. But yeah, so it's not always the case. So yes, there is work-life balance according to me in my CRD department.
Okay, got it. And Saturday Sunday को CM trouble कर सकता है, वो भी आप बोल सकते हो. Right. So again, coming to the next part which a lot of students have, any idea on what are the parameters based on which the company shortlist on a first level? Any idea? If you can.
First of all is the attempt. They consider maximum 2 attempts.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not the case that you
Then
should be
article
first
ship
attempt.
background is also
Okay.
matter.
Yeah. Go ahead, Vijay Lakshmi.
Then your articleship background also matters.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I want to also clear one thing, like people have in mind that you should be first attempt, you should have done articleship from Big Four. So it's not just the case. So I have seen many of my colleagues which are not from Big Four. You are from mediocre firm, small firm, you can still get shortlisted, and maximum attempts too, I guess they give priority, but you are also thought you can just give a try. Also, maybe you get the shortlisting. So there is no such criteria, because I have seen also in ICAI campus placements, many of the companies have the criteria that you should be first attempt or your background is from Big Four. So it's not the case with the JP Morgan.
Okay. Matlab, as such, there's no parameter, but
Right.
again, the priority will be definitely going to be given. But
Yes.
it's like, please do not lose a hope, right? Stating
Right,
that
that's it.
yeah, matlab, that is more important, and what is more important is a preparation and a CV, which you will be preparing.
Yeah, true. Like they mention on the JD like first attempt or second attempt, but I've seen people coming from third attempt as well. Like, but they have the industrial training, some of them, and some like other prior experiences. So they consider that as well. Or you have a good articleship experience. So even if that is third attempt, better to apply and give a try.
Yeah.
Got
In
it.
CRG department, I guess resume is the important shortlisting criteria. So you should focus on your resume, how your resume looks. So yeah.
Got it. Right. So what is a possibility of taking a transfer from one department to another? Say, for example, I got shortlisted for global finance controller. Can I move to CRG role, or can I move to operation side?
Yeah, I want to take this. Yes, you can move. JP Morgan promotes the internal mobility, but after a certain period of time, they have hired you for a certain position. So it's not just that after 1 month, you can say you're not liking the work and you want to shift. There is internal policies after a certain period, after 12 months or after 15 months, you can always move to different department or different team. So internal mobility is there, but yes, after a certain period of time or certain months completion, you can definitely move to different city as well and to different team as well.
Okay. Got it. And what's the take on the work from home policy? As in, currently, is it a work from home, or you people are called to office?
So currently there is work from home, but in CRJ team, they have opened their offices. So I have to reallocate as I am from Delhi. So they are calling us in March month.
Okay.
Yeah, like
And
currently in February only they have opened up. So
Yeah.
they are giving time to relocate from other cities.
Right.
Okay.
They are starting from the last week of this month.
Okay, great.
Yes.
When a lot of people are troubling in terms of a package and stuff, again, let's keep it confidential, because I don't want to again discuss these things out. But again, package is secondary. You need to decide either you want to make a job or either you want a career, right? Job is something which you're going to be doing for money, and career is something which you want to do because that excites you. ठीक है तो ठीक है यार पैकेज इज ऑलवेज सेकेंडरी आउट आई थिंक पैकेज विल बी डेफिनेटली गुड अगर ब्रांड अच्छा है तो पैकेज तो अच्छा ही होगा यार तो दैट इज अगेन समथिंग which we can skip out. Now how a technical round will go, is it practical questions? No, again we have covered this out. Those who have missed out this question, right, what I'll ask you to please go back and just rewind the video. There you will be able to find out the answers. Any specific question from the guys, those who are there, which you want me to cover? Is MBA necessary? The answer is no, right? यहाँ पे कोई MBA graduate नहीं है, right? All are working with JP Morgan, nothing like it, right? Yes, those who have doubt, please unmute yourself. Yes, Bhavna, you have doubt?
Yes, actually, when I get a call for interview, she is asking for training for 33 months, and she said that it is like a bond. So what is this? Matlab, I want to know about it.
Like
Any idea?
which
Yeah,
role
which
you
role?
have you
Yeah.
got the JD?
Global finance and business management.
There is no bond as such, but the program is of 33 months, but there is no bond. They just mentioned that like during the period of 33 months, they train us on various things. Like all the people who joined as a part of this program, they have some like how to say, on various topics, like we don't know their business and all, right? So on a periodical basis, they conduct various trainings and all.
Okay. Thank you.
Just
Right.
cross check with the HR about the bond thing.
Got
Okay,
it.
actually, my interview is scheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah, I know it's going on now, yesterday and to today and tomorrow.
Right. So great, yaar. All the very best. I think,
best.
yeah, you're joining the
Thank you.
session on the right time, yaar.
Yeah.
And if you get selected, will all of 5 will get a party or not?
Yeah, sure.
I'll send the address, है ना?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Chalo, great. We'll move to next question. Yes, you have anything to ask? Please ask.
Sir, I'm audible.
Yes, please.
Sir, I cleared my CA final in third attempt. I am eligible to apply in JP Morgan.
Yes, again, we have covered this question out, right? Madam, see, please do not think from that perspective. What is in your hand is to apply, right? What is in
Okay.
company's hand, they are going to be either selecting you or rejecting you. That's their problem. ठीक है, आपका ये है कि आपको ये देखना है कि मेरे को जो बेस्ट मिलता है मैं उसमें बेस्ट दूंगा. That should be in your mind. Please do not think यार मैं होगा नहीं होगा, right? Okay, so
Okay.
please do not think in this line.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
How to get to know about a job opportunity in IB, so they don't come in a placements, right? So we have covered this question in detail. Yeah, IB ka we have already.
Barclays is coming in.
Yes, please.
Barclays is coming, right? For campus placement.
Yes. So mostly
Barclays is coming.
Barclays offer the controllership role, which I have seen.
Intertrust is also coming.
Okay. Right. So for the IB, again, a lot of things are there which you will be working on. Someone is asking that does CFA matters for the CRG role if I'm applying?
No. So basically, I am in the investment banking role, and they are not looking for specifically CFA. So in IB and corporate banking, there are engineer background role also. So in my team also, I have 2 or 3 engineers, and I am a chartered accountant, and I'm not a CFA, but there are other people who are CA and CFA as well. So it's up to you. If you want to do CFA, you are interested in CFA, you can do, but it is not a compulsory requirement that you should be CA plus CFA to apply for this role.
Okay. Got it. So I think no specific doubts are there. Can we also have some mock interviews for the guys, those who are interested? If time permits, we can have a small mock interview if it okay with the mentors out. For again, I want 2, 3 again all the 4 mentors out to ask some basic questions to the candidates out. Anyone, again, we can choose it on a random basis from this. I think Soumitra, if you want to go for this. Okay, right. So Soumitra, for which role you will be looking for? Again, we'll ask our mentors to ask some basic questions. I think your voice is not audible. Yes, your voice is. Yeah.
You just posted for junior analyst position right now on Telegram. So I would be applying for that role only, for the role of junior analyst.
No, so again, which it's come into the CRG role, right? Is it a part of a CRG?
I think it was part of IB role, so it should be part
CRG.
of
IB is a part of CRG.
Right. Okay. So great. I just want the mentors to just have some mock interviews in terms of again कि किस type से होगा, so that again the candidates, those who are here, will come to have a basic idea of this ki how you're going to be preparing. So Soumitra, you can share your resume in a chat box with Anupama. You can share it on a private basis, and others mentors also. So I want other mentors also to ask some basic questions to Soumitra, so that again it's just a small mock, so that others will also come to know कि किस तरीके से answers करना चाहिए and what all things can be improvised on. And after that is done, I'll also ask you to please give some feedback also. Okay. So the audience, those who have connected there, I also want you to think कि आपको अगर ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता तो आप इसको कैसे आंसर करते हैं. ठीक है. So it's completely a mock practice, right, which we do are in our training workshop also, and we do have a session with the mentors where you can book a slot. But yes, since we have connected here, and I think 10-15 minutes of time is there, so we'll have a short mock with Soumitra and all the other mentors out.
I've shared it with Anupama ma'am, and I have to share Venkat.
Yeah, just share it with me. I'll share it in a group.
Okay. Sure.
Yes, WhatsApp me.
Should I WhatsApp you, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can share with us.
So those who have connected here, यार जो connected हैं, आप सभी सोचिए कि if the same question would have been asked to you guys, right, what would be your answer, right? आप किस तरीके से आंसर किए होते हैं? It's completely fine to give a wrong answer, but unless and until you are doing a mock practice, ठीक है? That is what I believe. So great. कुछ लोग काफी सारे लोग छुप के बैठे हैं यार, ऐसा ना करो.
Now you should come up, I guess. It's a
Yes.
very good thing, because before giving actual interview, mock interview is very helpful. Believe me, I have also taken so many mock interviews for practice after my chartered accountant. So it is very helpful, and you get your feedback also. And at this stage, we all are here to help you. So don't think it, if I don't know the answer, it's okay. At least you get the opportunity, or these are the questions, and then you get to prepare before giving actual interview.
So, strong enough to them.
Yeah, Soumitra, WhatsApp, you've done me a WhatsApp, right?
Yes, sir. I've shared it with you.
Yes, I'll just share it in our group. Yes, I've shared that. The others, I'll request you to please go on a mute. Mentors, I'll request you to please unmute. And Soumitra, I also want you to be on unmute, so that mentors can again grill him out. No issues with that. Usko grill kar do pura. Right. So others, जो भी connected हैं, आप भी सोचिए कि अगर same question आपको, yeah.
In WhatsApp group, I am saying only 12 members are there.
Yeah, matlab, I think you joined with this, no? 847 is your number, right?
Yeah, okay. Just now I see.
Yeah. Okay. So can we start if mentors are okay with this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So great, yeah. All the best, Soumitra. All the best to all those who are gonna be seeing this out. Again, I want you to please, yes. Again, I want you to just see what you will be also answering if you had been on a same position. ठीक है, आपको भी सोचना है, आपको भी लिख लो अगर if you want to see this out. So great, let's start.
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, Soumitra.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
I'm great, ma'am.
Yeah. So can you tell me in brief about your articleship experience?
Sure, ma'am. So I've been born and brought up in Lucknow, and I've completed my articleship from State and Associates, which is a flagship firm in Lucknow. So I served in two verticals. The first one were being the internal auditing vertical, wherein I've worked allied audits for listed clients and subsidiaries of listed clients. So my findings actually led to preventing error represented 10 profits of the quarter for a client. And we also helped in tracking avoidable purchases for a client of roughly around 4 million INR. During my last year, I wanted to explore finance, and that is why I diverted my attention to business advisory department, wherein I was responsible for valuing entities for a group that is a renowned group in Lucknow. And we were responsible for dividing those assets among the family members. We also performed a capital budgeting exercise for an international client. And after my articleship ended, I started volunteering. Currently, I'm working as a teacher at Vijay Lakshmi Foundation, where we are instituting the digital transition of the school. After also, I have been a part of an international cohort of a course of corporate finance that is conducted by Professor Damodaran, and I really enjoyed that part. And I'm looking for a finance role.
Yeah. Okay. So you have mentioned that you are the responsible for valuing the entities. So can you tell me what are the valuations method for valuing a company? So there are basically 3 valuations methods. So do you aware about that?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm going to value, everyone has different categorization. How I'm going to divide is, first of all, being the discounted cash flow methods. So every type of discounting that we're going to do, so dividend discounts method or using CAPM method, every type of discounting comes into this. The second would be relative valuation method. So if we use EBITDA multiples, enterprise value multiples, any multiple, this comes into this. The third one being, which is options valuation method, that is Black-Scholes valuation method, wherein we assign probability to every cash flow that we expect to attain, and then we discount it back to the present value. Third one being the Black-Scholes model or the options valuation model.
Okay. So what is the difference between the enterprise value and the equity value?
So the enterprise value is a combination of equity value and the debt that the entity holds. So equity value represents the value of the claim that the equity owners only have, while the enterprise value represents the claim that both the lenders of the entity have and the equity holders.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Got it. So does minority interest is included in the enterprise value or not?
Okay, so I would have to take a second to think about that, ma'am.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, ma'am. It would be included in enterprise value. I would say.
Yeah, you are right. In the enterprise value, we take the equity, debt, and the minority interest as well. And equity value is the amount attributable to the equity holders. Yeah. Okay. So why you want to come in investment banking, as you have mentioned that you are the part of the valuations method and you are the part of the internal audit team. So what excites you to come into investment banking, and what do you know about investment banking?
Yeah. So let me back it up. In first, my primary exposure has been primarily in the field of auditing. I get that, but I do also get that I have been the one who has been looking at the financial statement for 2 years, and I do think that I do have a reasonable. I'm sorry, there's a train coming by. Just a second.
No problem. Yeah.
Sorry, that was embarrassing. Anyway, I'll continue.
Yeah.
So I think that I have a reasonable basis of understanding financial statements. However, when I was pursuing my internship, I understood that finance was my real calling, and investment banking being the front end role, where I will be able to look at the financial structures of the entity, where I will be able to assist clients in financing their deals and helping them attain their financial needs. That is the role that I think I can serve for me and for the entity as well.
Yeah, got it. So what do you understand by free cash flow of the firms?
Sure. So the free cash flow, there are two terms. So there's free cash flow of the firm, basically means the cash flow claims that both the equity holders and the lenders have. This is in contrary to the term free as FCFE, that is free cash flow to equity holders, which just represents the cash flow that is attributed to equity holders. And I just committed a mistake. I would like to back it up to free cash flow to firm. This includes preference shareholders also, lenders and the equity holders, all three of them.
Okay, so there is a formula for free cash flow. So in the IB roles, we calculate on the daily basis for our clients free cash flow. So if you have given a balance sheet as on date, suppose you can say December 31st, 2021. So how will you calculate the free cash flow from looking at the balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement?
Okay, so free cash flow form will be, first of all, I will pick up cash flow from operations.
Okay.
Plus the interest 1 minus T into the interest expenditure that I have made.
Yeah. Yeah, going right.
Yeah, I just give me a minute, please.
No problem. You can think for 1 minute.
Yeah. So I've accounted for cash flow from operations. There is difference between the capital.
Okay, so you will deduct. Yeah, no problem. You will deduct the capital expenditure and the net working capital from EBITDA. Yeah, yes, no problem. So tell me any recent deal of merger and acquisitions you have heard?
The biggest. So Byju's recently acquired Akash, this coaching institute, for almost I think it was valued around $100 billion, $100 million. So that would be one of the deals that I can seem to recall. There, as far as I'm unable to recall any other deal for him.
No problem. Is there any question for my fellow mentors?
No, you asked a lot. That's good.
Okay. Yeah. So are you do you invest in the share market or mutual funds?
Yes, ma'am. I've invested in both mutual funds and in stock market.
So if you are investing in any company, what aspects you look in that company? Yeah.
All right. So I started off my investment journey back when COVID crisis hit. So that was a good starting point for me for learning a lot. So I'm a fundamentalist. I think that if I look at fundamentals, I feel much more safe. So while looking at fundamentals of the entity, I do a basic discounted cash flow model wherein I basically put out first the expected cash flow that I expect the entity may earn. So for example, I picked up Tata Chemical and ITC. Let me talk about ITC more. So when I bought ITC, I looked at the existing cash flows, what the growth opportunities are available in the firm. Then I projected out what cash flows can they attain. So ITC being a mature entity, I led to the conclusion that they do not have a lot of growth. So growth and cash flow. Then I went on to calculate my discount rate. For discount rate, I used CAPM model. Being a retail investor, I do not have to have access to sensitive data like JP Morgans of the world do. So I had to rely on that only. But I did calculate accordingly the discount rate and stuck to the present value and accordingly invested. So I concluded, for example, that ITC was undervalued by 20% at least.
Okay, so I was going through your CV and you have mentioned that you have designed model for analysis of a proposed international investment of 35 million.
Yeah.
So I want to know about it. Can you elaborate?
So there are only two things that I can tell, ma'am, due to confidentiality.
Yeah, no problem.
This was a developing country. Second, this was a contractor which wanted to build something. Only these details can be given out by me for now. So
Okay.
I was involved, and I and the partner was involved in making this capital budgeting exercise. So we were working with a contractor, and he had to pitch this model to the investors. So we were responsible for making out whether this investment can earn returns that they expected or not.
Okay, so you have mentioned that you have identified significant control deficiency. Yeah. So can you to pick an area of your choice, whether it be fixed assets, revenue, and we can talk about some internal controls. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, sure. Which specific client industry are you talking about in terms of significant control deficiency?
You can tell me about your articleship experience, whatever industry you have done. I just wanted to know about whatever the controls you have applied in there, and what are the risk associated with those control, and what you have taken care of that.
All right. So to summarize, I need to explain my any of my client of the risk that I saw and how I mitigated and how
you can just mention the industry. There's no need to mention the client, and we can take any one area, suppose fixed assets, or we can take the revenue and how you check those controls.
Sure, yeah. I'll go ahead with this client that I led for internal audit for. It was a listed entity subsidiary, and it is a commercial leasing entity.
Okay.
So with commercial leasing entity, the most important aspect usually becomes revenue side. The revenue being simply because when you operate a mall, there are a lot of revenue streams that occur. It is not simply the rent that you charge from the clients. So for the revenue side, there are at least 6 to 7 different types of stream. So for example, I am charging a minimum guarantee license fee that we call, that is the minimum payment that the client has to make. Now things become complicated after this. The clients usually have to pay a percentage of the sales that they are making. So to ascertain what kind of sales that they are making, we need to install a lot of softwares. A lot of IT backup system exists. However, when I was auditing there, this Swiggy, Zomato, these types of sales also occur. So we had to literally place orders and test whether they were actually being recorded by the IT system or not. So these were the sort of risks that existed. One. Thirdly, what accounts for one of the risks that occurs is these clients usually install ATM machines at their premises, or they start advertising for any other entity at their premises. At this point of time, it becomes really important to scrutinize the agreement, whether they can sublease any of their part or not, or whether they can include or advertise for any other brand or not. And if they do, are we having appropriate share of revenues from those clients or not? But thirdly, most important stream that for a mall becomes is advertisement, right? So every board that you see is being charged a certain amount of fee. So for example, if I have a standee at the front door where the highest footfall occurs, and if I'm charging 10,000 from one client, I need to look whether in the same area, every standee, the same prices are being charged or not. And even if there is a difference, the difference doesn't have to be more than, it doesn't have to be a significant difference. You cannot charge 10,000 from one client and then 5,000 to another client. So we had to analyze whether we were charging similar fees at the same location also. And after that, the revenue streams mostly are depend upon the area that you are operating in. So for example, if I have 1,000 carpet area, I need to look at how much so for example, AC charges are there. I'll simply multiply by 2, 3, whatever the industry rate is, those dependent on the carpet area.
Got it, Soumitra. Thanks for explaining. So you have mentioned revenue, leases, and the capital expenditure. I just wanted to know, so are you aware about the 5-step model as per India's 115, revenue from contracts?
Yes, ma'am, I am aware of this model. Should I go on to explain some
Yeah.
of it? Yeah, so
I just need the headings.
okay, so first, the step 1 is to identify the contract with the customer. The step 2 would be to identify the separate performance obligations that are available in the contract. Third one would be to identify the transaction price. Fourth one would be to allocate that transaction price to each of the separate performance obligation that we identified in step 2. And the fifth one would be to recognize the revenue as and when the separate performance obligations get completed.
Yeah. And also you have mentioned the leases, and you know that there is a new lease, India's has come, India's 116. So what is the difference between basically finance lease and operating lease for a lessee?
For a lessee, right?
Yeah, for a lessee. Because for a lessor, it is not of a difference. For a lessee, it has been changed.
So just to bring more clarity, you are asking about the difference that existed between the previous Indias and the current Indias for the accounting of lessee, right?
No, I want to know as per India's 116. So tell me about something India's 116.
All right. So so India's 116 was simply introduced because of the one thing, that is the off-balance sheet financing that occurred. All right. So these lessees used to take a lot of rentals, leases, and investors did not know how much leases we did have, since there was no liability that was being recorded. All right. So a lot of research was done by SSA. I'm sorry, I might be wrong with this body. The body that AASB, sorry, yeah. AASB was done. So they found out that a lot of off-balance sheet financing was happening. So they introduced IFRS 116 and India's 116, which deals with brings a significant change in terms of lessee accounting. So now what we have to do is every liability that the entity expects to incur in terms of leases has to be brought back and calculated to present value according to a discount rate that this India's prescribes. And this has bring out more transparency to the investors, since we all know what kind of debt the entity may be expected to pay in near future.
Okay. Yeah. And there is no concept of operating lease in the new.
So no, there is a concept of operating lease and there is a concept of finance lease, both. Both these leases do consider, and their accounting is also a bit different. For finance lease, it can be for manufacturers and dealers, there's different accountancy, and for others, there's different accountancy. For operating lease, like I said, you need to apply a discount rate to the future rentals that we expect to pay, and then account for the liability and right of use asset.
So what is that discount rate?
So that discount rate is usually the marginal cost of borrowing that the entity is expected to take.
Okay. And do you know the concept of WACC, weighted average cost of capital? And I wanted to know about that.
Yeah, ma'am. Sure. So weighted average cost of capital, or simply the cost of capital, is simply the return that is expected of a similar entity operating in the same space, having the same risk profile. So it is composed of 3 elements. So cost of equity, cost of debt, and cost of preference shares.
Okay, got it. Now, recently budget has come. So tell me some highlights about the union budget.
Yeah, sure. So I would say I was quite surprised with the budget, simply because of the super dovish policy that this central bank has adopted. There's a lot of fiscal support. In terms of capital expenditure, I think that finance minister has done a great job. She has increased the capital expenditure, which were already at all-time high, by 35% in current year. So there's a lot of fiscal support, number one. Number two would be the credit guarantee scheme that was extended to MSMEs. So now for 1 year, this has been extended. We are already at a very low interest rates, and now these MSMEs will be able to have access to these cheap credits, which will again refinance them and bring about a change in the economy. The multiplier effect should come in play. And thirdly, I would say that this was pretty different from previous budget, was that aspects like mental health were accounted for, and national health helpline was also being set up. Fourthly, I would say PM Gati Shakti plan was given a boost again, like it did. The finance minister continued on what they said in the previous budget and doubled down on the expenditure that they all these just signify the strong physical support that is currently present in the economy.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Soumitra. That
Thank you,
is
ma'am.
it from my side. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, ma'am. I have one question. And firstly, my question would be, when I enter an organization, for example, like JP Morgan, what would be that one mistake that you recommend I should not do? And what would be the one thing that you recommend me to do to experience the explosive growth that a person might have potentially?
Okay. So the mistake you should not do. So that is a very subjective thing that depends on the person to person. I will suggest you to be proactive, because when you join an organization and you should be proactive, and you should be in talk with your managers that you want to learn. You have to show your zeal to them that you want to learn and you want to get that work done. And the mistake you should do, everyone do mistake whenever they are joining in the new role. So it's a human tendency, I guess, and you should just improve that mistake. It's just not that you should take it lightly, okay, ho gaya, and then you move on. If you're doing any mistake, you should improve on it. Also, when you join an organization, keep learning. I will suggest you. The mistake is that you should not stop learning. Like you have become chartered accountant, and like there is no need of reading newspaper, there is no need of market industry research. You should not stop that. You should keep evolving, and you should keep learning, I guess.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
That would be it from my side.
Yeah. Yeah, Shivam, that's it from my side.
Great यार, great. सभी से request है यार, वीडियो ऑन करके दोनों के लिए जोरदार तालियां. I think I was enjoying the conversation यार, मतलब that is I was seeing, right? I
And
like
I
the
must say
confidence.
Soumitra performed very well. There are some feedback points, but he performed very well, and surprisingly he knows most of the concepts, which at my time I don't know. So well done, Soumitra.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right, right.
He
So,
nailed it.
yes. Will you be selecting him?
Yes,
If-
I will definitely select him.
Anybody, anyone.
Anyone
will.
Sorry?
Great.
Yeah.
Pranay is saying
No,
anyone will
no.
select him.
Oh,
Right.
okay, yeah.
Right.
There's
So,
no chance to reject.
yes. So happy to share this out. So we also run this training program, and Soumitra was our pre-result batch candidate. So he was, I
Okay.
think, GIR 16 batch student, right, Soumitra?
Yeah, I was GIR 16.
Right. So
Okay.
we run one training program by the name of Getting Interview Ready Workshop, where we train the students out for all those things out. So he was a pre-result batch student. Now we are running a post-result batch. So currently 18th batch is going.
Okay.
After from 22nd, we are starting one more batch, which is again the 19th batch. Right. So we do practice a lot of this, right? And so again, those who want to practice this out, will request you to, we have our mentor buddy portal, or we are our mentor portal out. You can go to our portal. You can book a mentorship session also, right? If you want to practice it out, we have mentors in all the domains, all the companies out. So again, we daily onboard 5-6 new mentors out. So that is there. So those who are interested, right? I'll be posting the link in our chat box. Again, you can book a session there. And again, the mentors from JP Morgan are also going to be joining in our mentor portal soon, right? So that is a good part. So any other specific doubt, right? I think otherwise we'll conclude this session. And I want your others to share the feedback. If you have enjoyed the session, you can write enjoyed in the chat box. Yeah. If you have enjoyed the session, up click DJ chat box. You have enjoyed the session. We'll be happy to hear this out. Yes, excellent session. Chalo, great. Now before we leave the session out, यार सभी mentors connect हुए हैं, तो यार group photo तो बनता है यार, है ना, mentors के साथ. And the folks, those who have connected with us, yaar, I'll request you to please turn on the video. We'll have a group photo. Yes.
So Bhavna, don't be scared, and all the best. You will do well.
Bhavna, it's completely fancy. It's more about a practice and more about a confidence.
It's about CRG. The thing is that Soumitra was interested in CRG, so I have based my question based on that. And you are applying for some different department. So don't worry, you will do well. Great.
Right. And it was on a higher level. What I
Yes.
felt, right? is ज़्यादा grill कर रहे थे.
After
So that-
seeing mock
Sorry
interviews, I am
for that.
so scared.
But Soumitra performed very well, because I have taken mock interviews in my past also, and for my friends also, and they are not even aware about so many things. So yeah. So, and don't worry, it's depend on the person to person also. It depend on the department to department also.
Yeah, actually, one question I will ask: if they ask me why I changed the line from indirect taxation to finance, so what should I answer?
Okay, that's a very good question, because earlier I was also struggling with that. Why are you changing from audit to
Yeah.
investment? You should tell them that the profile you are applying for, you should have knowledge for that, and you should just tell them I'm more interested in that profile. And also you keep them in confidence that you know about their profile and you are willing to do that in well also. So that's a basic question, because most of the people are changing their line, because in articleship we have only 3 or 4 options, but after becoming chartered accountant there are so many lines. So no one gonna ask you why you want to, they will just ask you formally, and then you can tell me then do you want to change your line and you are interested in that profile more. Simple as that.
Right. So great यार. I'll just request फिर से कि please यार एक बार videos on कर दो, group photo रह गया हमारा, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I'll request everyone to please be part of this. यार बचपन में मुझे याद है जब कोविड नहीं था तो हम जब सेल्फी खिंचाते थे तो सब एक दूसरे के ऊपर कूदते थे कि यार मुझे भी आना है सेल्फी में, राइट? सो आई रिक्वेस्ट यार सभी से कि फटाफट वीडियोस ऑन कर लें. द फ्लाइट इज ऑन बोर्डिंग एंड ऑन अ काउंट ऑफ 1 आई रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवन टू प्लीज अनम्यूट आल्सो. ऑन अ काउंट ऑफ 1 विल से चपाती. I think this is new for our mentors also, but this is our patent dialogue. हम count of 1 पे चपाती बोलते हैं, right? So great. YouTube वाली जनता बोल रही है हम क्या करें? आप वीडियो को लाइक जरूर कर सकते हैं, right? आप तो फोटो में नहीं आ पाएंगे, but you can press a like, ठीक है? So 3, 2, 1 चपाती. Great. So great guys. Good to see everyone joining in, right? So we have a lot of series of events which are going to be planned for you guys. So what I'll do is I'll request every one of you to just be a part of this, since this events is something which is for your benefit, and these events are completely free of cost, which is going to be helping you out to at least get an idea how this domain is working. And in upcoming days, what I also want is we will be preparing for every company like we did for this. We'll also go for ICAI Bank. Again, lot of companies, Vedanta, ITC, and so name the company will have the session for this out, right? And even those who are appearing for the sessions which are already not conducted, or for some companies out, just follow the playlist of Know Your Dream Company. I've made a sessions, separately recorded sessions on this. But also the mentors for the previous batch have already taken some of the sessions on this. So great, yeah. And first of all, thanks to all the mentors out for joining in. We have a small token gift coming to your house. I'll need your address. So एक बार फिर से जाने से पहले यार एक बार mentors के लिए round of applause तो बनता ही यार. I'll request everyone to give a small clap. जो YouTube से connected है, I'll just request you to give a virtual claps यार. I think more than 150 people were watching this mock interview, and again 100 odd people are there. So 250 people were there. So great guys, great. Nothing to worry about it. It's more about a preparation. It's more about a practice. That is what I'll say, right? And if you need any help, I'll also request you to join our Telegram group where we post a lot of important job vacancies, and also the interview preparation tips and tricks, and also the job placements. So I'll also share the link in a chat box. Those who have connected from a YouTube, you'll be able to find the link in our description.
All the best to all of you. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
great guys. Thanks to all the mentors out for joining in Sunday afternoon, right? So thanks to audience also for joining in. Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Bye.